Duval County Schools is taking steps to make sure hepatitis A doesn't spread through SP Livingston Elementary School.
This is all after the district told parents some children may have been exposed to the disease after a child who has it attended classes. On Your Side's Cameron Eppinger joins us now with how the school is handling the situation. Cam.
Heather and Anthony, this is the letter that was sent to parents here at SP Livingston Elementary School in Northwest Jacksonville. And in that letter, it says that the school is taking several safety precautions. And one of those is identifying students and faculty who may have had close contact with that infected student. A letter sent to parents at Smart Pope Livingston Elementary said the student tested positive for the disease and attended school last week. It says the student is not currently attending classes and does not pose a threat to other students and faculty. According to the Department of Health, hepatitis A is a contagious disease that can cause stomach pain, fever, vomiting, and possibly serious liver damage. The disease can easily spread from one person to another through contact with food or drinks that are contaminated with the infected person's feces. According to the State Department of Health, there have been at least 142 cases of hepatitis A reported this year in Florida. As of last Saturday, Duval County leads the state with 19 confirmed cases. Now, the school district also says that they will be providing vaccines for students and faculty here at the school tomorrow. For now, reporting live in Northwest Jacksonville, Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.